Welcome back, mamas. Y'all, today I just want to take a minute to encourage you. This is going to be a short and sweet episode full of encouragement and let you know that you are on the right path in your mom life. So let's get to it. Do you wish you had control of your days, that you had a rhythm, but instead feel overwhelmed, scattered, and like there's never enough time? You're in the right place. I'm Danielle, a recovering workaholic, wife, and stay-at-home mom of two girls. I've learned how to reclaim my time and find purpose and freedom so I can be present with my kids and feel like myself again. Here, we embrace where we are, but we don't stay there. So if you're ready to trade the chaos for clarity, the guilt for grace, and the endless to-do list for aligned flow, grab the kiddos a snack and toss in that laundry because I know you're multitasking, and let's do this because your time, your purpose, and you matter. Okay, mamas, so I just want to take a minute today to really tell you what an awesome job you're doing. Right? I want to tell you that you are amazing, that you are truly doing something that is hard. Momming is hard, right? Like mom life is super hard. If you are a stay-at-home mom, you know this to be true. It doesn't seem like it would be that hard, honestly, but it just is. There is a lot of pressure, a lot of responsibility, a lot of things that you are as a stay-at-home mom that you probably didn't even recognize that you would be doing, that you would be responsible for, and that you would feel this like burden. It's like a healthy feeling, right? Not a burden in a bad way, but just this responsibility to raise these amazing humans, right? We feel this responsibility. And I just want to start this with a quote from Jim Rohn that says, "There is no greater leadership challenge than parenting." There is no greater leadership challenge than parenting. And it is true. It is true. If you take this job, because I do believe that it is I don't know if I would call it a job, but it is like a vocation. It is like a real full-time, never turns off job, right? That you have to raise a human into an upstanding young adult, right? That's a lot of pressure. And sometimes we need a little help with that, right? And we have been talking over the past month about ways to really ground yourself, to really build a foundation for an amazing year, right? But for an amazing life and to get rooted. It's to build those roots, to get a solid foundation, however you want to say it. But I liked the analogy of the roots because if you think about rooting, like in terms of a tree, right? A tree is rooted in the ground and it can withstand a lot because of those deep roots that a tree has, right? Depending on what part of the country the tree is in, if it's like a palm tree, right? The roots are deep. It has to withstand all that wind and that water, and those palm trees like bend in half basically, but they have to be rooted, right? In the north where I am, like still kind of in the south in Kentucky, but it's north enough, right? Like we had like 12 plus inches of snow last week and it is freezing here and all of the leaves fall off of the tree and they are like in a state of stagnation and the roots sustain them, right? The frost does not reach the roots, right? And so the trees are able to stand tall and stand strong and live through the winter because of those deep roots. Just like they're able to withstand the storms and the palm trees are able to withstand the storms, we are able to do that when we root in things that are important to us, when we root in things that are going to make us a better person, right? So that we can parent from a better place, so that we can raise these amazing humans, right? They need to be rooted as well. I have another quote here. This one is from Simone Weil that says, "To be rooted is perhaps the most important and least recognized need of the human soul." To be rooted is maybe the most important but least recognized need of the human soul. And so what does that mean? It means being rooted in something that you can rely on, right? Being rooted in something that you can hold on to. Being rooted gives you this feeling of strength, right? This feeling of power, this feeling that you can withstand all of the trials, the hard times, the windy seasons, the frosts, all of those things because you have that root system, right? And so we get to provide that root system for our children, and that's a huge responsibility. But when we are sitting there as moms and we are maybe wanting more for ourselves and we don't feel like we are, as fulfilled or happy or whatever, that we might not necessarily feel like we are providing the best situation or the best version of ourselves for our children, we need to go back to our roots, right? And build that foundation, build those roots up. And that is what I've been talking about for the past, few weeks in the podcast. Each and every week we have talked about, our core values and strengths and goals and affirmations and ways to root, ways to make sure that you are rooted in the things that are important to you and your family at this season. Make sure that you are rooted in where you want to be rooted so that your children can feel rooted, right? It goes back to them, but it's super important for you because when you don't have that rooting, when you don't have that foundation, when you don't have those things established, then you can get knocked down by the storms. You can get knocked down by the wind. You can get hugely affected and stunted by the frost, right? We cannot be our best version of a mom, our best version of ourselves when we are feeling or wanting more and when we are super uncertain or unclear or just going about our lives in this state of stress, in this state of overwhelm, in this state of, to-dos and hurry and this pressure that we may be putting on ourselves, this, feeling that we should be doing this, that, or the other thing more than we are now, right? And being better parents. But, I can just go through the set of emotions and the set of feelings that you may be telling yourself. But I want you to know that if you are doing this work, if you have taken the time to listen to this podcast, if you have taken the time to go and do any or all of those things that I talked about over the last few weeks on how we are building this strong foundation, you are doing an amazing job. You really are. You are doing your best and you are doing what you can. And I hope that that brings you encouragement because we are building a solid root system for you and for your family. Because when you're rooted, then your children can feel rooted as well. Right? It is going to be really hard for them to feel rooted if you don't feel rooted or you don't know what you are rooted in, right? And so we lead by example by being these role models for them. And we are doing all of this for ourselves, yes, but also for them. Right? We are doing this for them. So not only do they have a good role model in you, but that they get you at your best because you are able to put your best foot forward when you are feeling fulfilled and when you are feeling happy and when you are feeling at peace, right? And that is what all of these things that I've been talking about over the past few weeks and that we do in my coaching program and that I talk about all the time on the podcast, that is what they are designed to do, is to help you to do that. And we do that on a much deeper and more personal level in my coaching program, which I would love to have you and help you build this strong and solid root system so that you can withstand all of the storms that life throws at you, right? And really even just withstand daily life, right? Because even when there aren't storms, even when, it's just a sunny day and the trees are just looking beautiful and in full bloom, that root system is there still sustaining them in the sun, in the rain, in the wind. It's all there. And you are able to flourish when you have this strong root system. It doesn't even matter about the storms, right? If you have this great root system, you are going to bloom that much better as well and to be a healthy, sustainable person, right? Not a plant, not a tree, right? But you are going to be this mom who is able to give so much more to your children and also to whatever it is that you want to do with your life. And so I want that for you. I would love to help you with that. If you go to prioritizewithpurpose.com, you can sign up for a prioritization clarity call with me where we will get super clear on all of these things. I will help you build that foundation. I will help you to build that root system and also to figure out where you're going, about what your true north is, about the path that we need to take to get you to that place and what that looks like for you. But today, I just want to encourage you that I know that momming is hard. And I know that this work that we've been doing, it sometimes can feel hard, but it is so important. And you taking the time to listen and to do any of this work, even if you don't feel like you have the full time, you haven't done all of the things that we've been talking about over the last few weeks, that is okay, right? You will get there. And just listening to it plants those seeds and helps you to be able to start thinking about those things. And just even thinking about the things, as you've heard me say, your thoughts are so important. So even taking the time to listen, it really is helping put you into the right frame of mind so that you can start doing some of this work. You may not even realize that you're doing it, right? But you haven't written it down maybe, or you haven't taken the time to sit there and actually plan it out, but you are thinking in that way. And that is a positive thing. So pat yourself on the back, okay? And I will meet you right back here next week. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, Mama. If so, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts and then hit share and send this to a mom who needs this in her day. I'll meet you right back here next week. Keep smiling, y'all.